Hello everybody, I'm going to do a video talking about my top 10 favorite games. They're not ranked in any order, but a few quick rules I'll get out of the way is, one, only one game per franchise, so it won't be like just overcrowded with PvZ stuff. Second is, I'm not going to try to overwhelm my games with just 2 or 3 different game styles, so I'm going to try to sort of broaden my horizon or whatever, you kind of get what I mean, right? So it's not just tower defenses and shooters. But game number 1 is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. It is probably my favorite game of all time. The gameplay is very similar to class-based shooters like TF2 and Overwatch. The difference with this game, however, is there's over 100 characters. They kind of come with these kits, so each sort of team has about 4, 5, 6, 7 kits, and each kit at least has 3, 4 characters, and usually it'll be their main weapon be switched, so instead of you doing like a regular shot, your shot just fire now. But this does mean there is a lot of ways to play. So I could play a AR class like foot soldier, but with like a sniper, or I could play a sniper class like cactus, but with something similar to a soldier like bandit cactus. And I mean the maps also don't get that much boring. Some games I play, the maps just get boring, and it's like, oh wow. The maps aren't as good as Garden for 1, but they still are very fun. Only one I would say is bad is Time Park. This is one where there's this middle, and that's everybody just camps the middle. So it's whatever team gets the middle first, not who can actually kill the most. It's only not bad in Suburban Nation. Honestly, a 9.5 out of 10 game, but I could talk about PvZ all day, so let's go get on to the next game. The next game up is Luigi's Mansion for the GameCube. It was a pretty hard choice between this one and the third Luigi's Mansion. By the way, I haven't really finished the second one, so I don't want to rate that one. Or not really rating it, but it's kind of my favorite games. But this one won because of one reason, and it's atmosphere and presentation, which is sort of the things around you, feeling, presentation. The game, I love the feeling of like the spookiness when you're playing Luigi's Mansion. You're in this really dark mansion with ghosts scaring you every time you walk into a new room. Whilst a game like Luigi's Mansion 3, I feel like is a little too cartoony and bright. But although I still do love the game, I'm not trying to ration, I'm just using it as an example. Like when I see game walkthroughs done on emulators or the 3DS remake, the game looks too bright compared to the darkness of playing it through AVI. Like the background that you're probably watching right now, since I don't have a capture card, it also kind of looks like it is a little too bright. But the gameplay, even then, is still really fun, and it's just like it's a good game just to play. So yeah, that's kind of all I got. So let's move on to the next game. Next game up is Wii Sports Resort. Man, I love this minigame collection. Half of my love for it, though, is definitely nostalgia. But I love both Wii Sports and Resort. But I chose Resort because it had way more mini games and had basically all the things from Wii Sports. But if I take off my nostalgia classics for a second, I still see a bunch of mini games, which there are 12, which I guess is not much. And each of them have 3 variations of that mini game. Right, so I think bowling has the regular bowling, a 100-pit game, and then the one where you have to like dodge the corners. Which I think my favorite is probably table tennis. But I think this game wouldn't be nearly as fun if it wasn't for playing with friends. A big part of this game is just playing these mini games with your friends. And I think it's just because I played this game for so long and had it that I kind of get burnt out every single time I play it without any friends. So I think it's more just burnout and not the game itself. Because really, no matter how good a game is, if you play it for so long, you get burnt out. Like that happened with me with Garden Warfare 2. But honestly, there's not that much to be said that hasn't already been said about Wii Sports, so let's not dwell on it too long. Let's get to the next game up is arcade classic Space Invaders. There isn't much to be said about this game that hasn't already been said. It's a pretty simple game, but this game really started to become one of my favorites when the Space Invaders Frenzy type game came out in my bowling alley. It's basically Space Invaders, but you have this like giant like shooter thing, and you have to actually shoot the screen like a Wiimote or like one of those duck hunt things. It's just a really fun high score based game where you just shoot aliens. Like honestly, this is probably gonna be the shortest section of the video, but let's just not keep talking about Space Invaders. Let's just go on to the next game. The And our next game is Bloons TD6. Bloons TD6 is an amazing tower defense where you place monkeys that do different variations of things, ranging from monkeys that shoot darts to gods that shoot laser beams. And all this just to pop balloons, of course, which I don't know how dangerous balloons are. At least Plants and Zombies make a little more sense. You can upgrade monkeys. Each of them have 3 different tiers. They can either make your shots longer or make them on fire, maybe make them shoot super fast. These all boost their stats and everything. It's probably my second favorite tower defense behind PvZ2, but that's kind of all I got for Bloons TD6. Let's move on to the next game. Next game is my favorite Mario Kart, which is Mario Kart Diaz. I've loved this game ever since I first got it as a kid, and I still love it now. One of my favorite parts of this, especially compared to the DS, is just the drifting feels so good. This was the last game to have the drifting where you rock on the D-pad to make your guy go faster. And I think the items are really fair. Like, the DS, you had a bunch of stupid items and you kept getting blue shelled and everything. So if you got first place, you're basically in last place by the end of the race. Because it's like 50 items hit you. And some people say the SNES version is the fairest Mario Kart, but that has rubber banding AI, so I disagree. And I've almost beaten the game as well. I just have to beat a few mission mode and get Rob. But honestly, mission mode should just come back. Please, Nintendo. Just please. That's all I got for DS, because I kind of got to go to bed soon anyways. So I'll do the next game then. Next game up is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I used to play this game with my friend Kyler a lot, but now I play with my friend Jeremiah. This game is probably my favorite Call of Duty because of the jumping mechanic. Well, double jumping mechanic, making it pretty fun in fights when you just both are jumping around. The futuristic setting makes a really fun campaign, and really other than that, it's just another Call of Duty. You shoot the enemies with guns and try to capture the point, or play zombies. So not much really needs to be said about Call of Duty, so let's just get on to the next game. Next game is Littlebigplanet 3. This game is basically like a 3D Mario Maker. It does have a small campaign, but it only lasts about an hour or two. I think the best part about this game, though, is definitely the community levels. And since the game is in 3D, some people have even made like God of War-like level. It isn't like a full 3D level like God of War is, but it's still really cool. And I really like just playing with my friends. Sadly, even though the game is a 3D Mario Maker, the levels are mostly still just kind of 2D-ish, as you can see in the background gameplay. And the level maker might even be better than Mario Maker because you have like all these like materials and stuff you can choose from, climbable walls. You can even go like in and out of surfaces, so it'll be like 3 layers to a level. So yeah, honestly, it's probably my second favorite PlayStation exclusive, but let's get on to the next game. Now this is my favorite PlayStation exclusive, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. So Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a platform with a little bit of shooter elements, so you'll play as Ratchet, one of the last of his species, with your friends Clank. You go through puzzles and loads of enemies to defeat the Dr. Nefarious. And they also added a new Rift gimmick into this game, which is really fun as well. And I think you could play as another character, but I don't remember her name, so oof. And it's just a really fun game, but let's go on to the final game. The final game is Miitopia. Yes, Miitopia. It's a little bit weird that it's the top, but remember these are also not ranked in like numerical order, so this game isn't like better than any other game ranked on here. But I love this game. It is a very easy game, especially as an RPG. But it's really fun. Every few levels you get a new Miit, which if I remember you could actually choose their class. There are a few little phases of the game where they'll basically reset you for some reason, and then at the end of the game you'll get all your friends back. And the boss is like, I don't even remember his name, he's just like the Dark Emperor. The only downside is you can't control any other Mii but yourself. So I can control what I do, but all the other Miis, they just do their own thing. It just kind of makes the last few like actual hard bosses a little more RNG based, because you gotta hope that your friend Mii actually does something you want him to do. And also there's this sort of little heart mechanic, which is the more your Miis interact with each other, especially since you can put them in the same room, they'll love for each other, quote unquote, will go up, and they'll have like these special things. So maybe they'll tell them to look out for an attack, or if they're starting to be low health, they'll heal them just by the power of love. And funny enough, in some countries, or states, the game actually got an M rating because it could be gay, because you could have two guy Miis have a very hearty relationship. I've only played the 3DS version. In the background, you're probably looking at the Switch version just because I'm using some of the other guys' gameplay. But yeah, I guess that's it. So I guess the top 10 list is over. There's no script for this part, so I'll just go off whatever I want to say. There are a few games I could mention, like stuff like Minecraft. I kind of could have added, but I feel like everybody puts Minecraft as some of their favorite games, so that'd feel a little too cliche. Plants vs. Zombies 2 is definitely another one I want to put on here, but I already put Plants vs. Zombies here. I kind of stretched the rule with Miitopia that I put at the beginning, where I can have two of the same game franchises, but I think they're different enough franchises. And honestly, this is a really fun video to make. I think my next one is going to be on, I think, a video on the sunflower design. And this, if I can remember, it was based off a video made by this one guy called Shy Guy Mask. He kind of talked about his top 10 favorite games, so I was like, hey, what if I did that as well? So that's exactly what I did. I'm trying to find the video right now as I keep trying to talk about stuff, but maybe he wasn't the one. I don't know, but I'm not gonna keep this video going on too long, so I'll see you guys later. Ka-chow.